A special edition of Hollywood Headlines here with 16 minutes to post time. We welcome in Lee Ballestier. Ballestier. I got it right, Lee. This time, over the past few weeks here at the Big M, we've introduced free poker nights in the clubhouse, NewJerseyFreePoker.com. It's been a great success. The response here has been very strong. It's been well attended. First of all, tell us what you do here and what's happening back behind us here.
Well, behind us is they have a series of tables set up. They've been getting quite a few people playing. They play free poker. The only thing they do is they do tip the dealers, but there's no entry fee whatsoever, and they play for points. Anybody who gets through the tournament to a final table, top 10 seats, accrues points, which are collected and added together throughout the season, which lasts about a half a year. And then they play the top 250 people on that list will play in a final tournament, eventually culminating with a winner who will have a $5,000 entry to the World Series of Poker circuit event or a World Poker Tour event.
So we're going to narrow it down over the week, the course of the week's accumulating points, and come up with one single winner that's going to this big tournament. You're going to pay for the expenses as well, right?
Eventually it'll come to one player, yeah. There's something for each of the 10 players who make that final table at the end, the final tournament of the season. And but the number one player, the one who wins the whole thing, gets that $5,000.
Tell us a little bit about the sign-up process here. You can sign up online, right?
You can sign up online.
Right.
You can come down and sign up right at the table.
Okay.
It's a quick form you just fill out with your information on it. They give you a player number, and they'll seat you at a table.
You're seated at a table. It's just a random draw. I mean, you could be seated at a table with a seasoned player, and a beginner could be facing a seasoned player.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's people who've never played the game at all, have come in here in the last few weeks. And there's plenty of people like myself. I played, I've been playing seriously for 3 years, but all 5 seasons that they've had at NJ Free so far. And so, yeah, absolutely. It's a random draw, and you could be across from somebody who could very well be across from the person who won that final tournament last year.
Now, you have how many tournaments tonight? 3?
3, yeah. Here, because of the volume of people, they do 2 full tournaments, and the third one is a turbo one, very fast blind levels.
Turbo.
Yeah, they do it really fast to be able to get it in because there's so many people. Normally, you always do 2 at each venue, and a third if possible.
Now, you're playing Texas Hold'em. What is that? A game that originated in Texas?
From what I understand, yes.
Yeah. And why are you playing just that one particular game? Because of its popularity? Or?
Hold'em is an extremely popular tournament game, especially nowadays. It's a very simple game to learn. They basically will say that it takes 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master, but it is a simple game. You're dealt 2 cards. There's a round of betting. Then there's subsequently 3 cards put out in front, which is a community cards that everyone uses. And then there's more betting, or another round of betting, another card, the turn card, another round of betting, and then the last card, which is called the river. So those 5 cards that are out, plus the 2 in your hand, you make the best 5-card hand you can come up with.
Right. No wild card, no AC-doocy here.
No wild cards. No drawing.
I used to play AC-doocy.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
That's not a bad game either.
Or with jokers or whatever. So no money involved, but you do tip the dealers here.
We do when you sit down in the beginning of the tournament and when you go to the final table.
Right. Now, are you seeing a lot of new faces as the weeks go on? Or?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite a few, absolutely. Right. I mean, there's a lot of people that I play with, each and every week that I see out here, but there are a lot of new faces coming in here.
Now, in the new millennium, poker really, just started to rage in terms of popularity. Has it waned just a little bit? I mean, you don't see quite as many of those TV shows as you used to. I mean, at one point there were like 5 or 6 different shows on.
Well, there were quite a few. There's still a few on. I mean, they have the World Poker Tour is on. The World Series of Poker plays, reruns of everything they've done at the World Series that happens in the summer. And there's high stakes poker, but there has been a little bit of a fall off. But it had such a surge because of internet play that and internet entries into the World Series from playing online. And And there was a year in there where they didn't allow that, so that kind of dropped it off a little bit. But that's really the kind of the regular guy that came through the internet was what gave it the popularity, you know, in the mainstream. Before that, it used to be seasoned professionals that were the only ones that played the big level tournaments. But it's still really strong, really strong.
Well, as is evident by here, by
absolutely.
The turnout here.
No
There's nothing like the real thing, like being here as opposed to playing online, right?
Playing live is a much different ball game.
Well, we'll let you get back there. Thanks a lot. And
sure.
Again,
You're
this is
welcome.
it's been a very successful partnership here. It's nice to get some bodies in here and get the place going. And of course, a lot of the poker players are also playing the ponies as well. So it's a win-win all around.
It's a nice combination. It really is.
Absolutely, Lee. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be speaking to Lisa later on after the first race. More about NJFreePoker.com. Come on down here to the clubhouse and we'll deal.